We're on the Jungle of Fogs, boys. We've got YZ playing a mech boy here, and he's going to be facing off against the ubiquitous Paxcalibur. Naughty, I know, calling him Paxcalibur. Well, let's see if he can, you know, fight like an Arthurian knight. Probably not. We'll see. So he's the Chaos Lord against Orcs, which... honestly, I feel pretty strong as a Chaos Lord against Orcs, but it can be tricky. You're definitely vulnerable to melee early on, and we have got the double slugger playstyle in play here. I like the mech boy aggressively going for his contested power node near his natural. Nice safe play here. We'll be able to node it early. If he encounters a Chaos Lord, that'll be a pretty obvious play, because Chaos Lord takes forever to destroy a power node. He now knows the CSM out on that side. So he must assume that the Chaos Lord is on this side as well, seeing that the CSM and the ticks are here. This is a pretty good situation right now. Yes, shooters prioritise the heretics because they're light infantry. Shooters won't do a lot of damage to the CSM, but this is a bad fight though, taking on heretics plus CSM. Just too many units. Not really a whole lot that you can do here as the Orc, just got to back off. Orcs, of course, quite vulnerable early on when they've just got their boys without any upgrades and without any knob leaders. So it is a bit tricky in these early fights. Now, the other slugs are coming down here. They're just going to ignore the Chaos Lord. On their own, it's a bit tricky. He will be able to mitigate most of the damage that they inflict on him by just using Kill the Weak, so it's not really a good fight. If you have two sluggers, you can just bully him, and he just doesn't do enough damage, so you will actually force him off even if he hits the Kill the Weak on your sluggers. But he'll probably kill like 3 sluggers, so even then it's not great, because you're not going to kill him. He's going to kill 3 sluggers, and he's tying up 2 your units for ages. But you can do it. You can do it. Now, I was going to say, Aspiring Champions, absolutely vital in this matchup. They make the Heretics way stronger. By default, Heretics will lose to Sluggers, but if you get the Aspiring Champion, the Heretics will absolutely rip Sluggers to pieces. Even the Burner Sluggers, which have improved HP, even they will get ripped to pieces by an Aspiring Champion Heretic squad, so it's quite a big deal. Interesting to see the Daka picked up here for the mech boy, rather than something like Electric Armor, which you might expect as more of a powerful counter to the Heretics. But having more ranged DPS, pretty good against Heretics as well at bleeding them, and what that does is it allows you to go for the battery pack then if you opt for Storm Boys, and you're able to support your melee with that battery pack rather than getting the Electric Armor. I don't actually like the Electric Armor myself, to be honest. I find it difficult to use, the speed reduction, and I just like my mech boy teleporting around, capping, in which case having the Daka is very good. Also, note how YZ walked behind the VP and then went to it so that his mech boy's gun would be facing forward and he could shoot whilst capping. And again, he did the same thing whilst doing this requisition. And look at that, the mech boy, whilst capping, slays a Chaos Space Marine. Beautifully done. Getting close to dying, but ooh, he just mistimed it. He could have got that decap, but he was slightly too quick there on the retreat. Anyway, what's happening over on this side? We've got the combi flamer here on the Chaos Lord, so he's got his ranged upgrade as well. This thing's nearly as strong. Okay, well, not quite. 29 DPS on this thing, 37 DPS, 38 really on the mech boy. But the beauty of this, of course, is it's on a melee hero that you don't really want to get into melee with, and it's got 100% fire on the move as well, so you try and flee from it, it's going to kill some of your models, especially those relatively squishy orc models. So, relatively squishy models, how do you help prevent relatively squishy models from dying? You heal them, especially with a heal over time. So that is the job of the Pain Boy here. Let's see how he can fare. If you see a Pain Boy, it does kind of justify going for something like a Havoc, even against a mech who can teleport on you and tie you in melee. But of course the synergy there would be to have Electric Armor, so if they do try to counter-initiate you with melee, when you teleport your mech boy onto a Havoc tied up in melee, then you can zap them with your Electric Armor. So we do see the Electric Armor. We're going to see Noise Marines anyway for Pax. Quite good map for Noise Marines, I'd say. Very good in the centre with the Blastmaster, and yeeting them down the sidelines this way or this way and just rushing at the enemy gen farm can be quite effective. So a little bit of Corn Worship here. Meant to be advancing the Chaos Lord. I don't know why he stopped there. Noise Marines are going to hit the field. We've got a bit of a scrap on this side. Default Heretics versus some Sluggers. I guess the Sluggers weren't fully reinforced, otherwise they should have won that fight. Mustn't have been fully reinforced now, the heretics. Oh, the heretics have got an aspiring champion anyway now. They should be able to deal with that power generator relatively easily. Might even get another power generator, to be honest, and it's a full route here from the orcs. You see the orcs picking up a few upgrades right now. Still default on both of these boys, actually. Just one burner, and then a couple of walkers here. And you see, man, AC Tick's so powerful against the orcs. And that's the thing, if you see double sluggers, then you just know to go for double aspiring champion heretics, right? You just double down your heretics, because they can counter the melee. Whereas if the opponent's going for lots of shooters, then you can go for fast havocs, noise marines, raptors, rather than investing so much in your heretics. So some nice tanking there from the Chaos Lord. A little bit of AoE damage. We need to hit that kill the week. Doesn't get many of the sluggers coming in. I don't even know if he got any of them. So needs to get out of there. Cacophony to control the melee. CSM can get some pew pew in, but the Pain Boy still has his heal. Yeah. Full HP on the sluggers, heal over time, so those bolt shots aren't going to do too much. And now the Mech Boy is being a pain in the arse, and he's going to be bleeding those heretics. The other heretics are disengaging, going around the side. Yeah, this is not a push the orcs can do right now. Good use of the convoy ship. I like this for the mobility. Those sluggers are going to be screwed. Yeah, so they're going to run to the garrison. And I think these shooters should get the decap. Oh, so close. Oh, wow. Only just got the decap. The heretics push straight on through. He knows, of course, that there was only one slugger around here, so even if that slugger comes back out of base, can't take on the AC ticks. So it's kind of like a free generator hit. This generator is already quite low on HP. We do have Painboy and sluggers coming in the rear, though. So he's gonna lose a fair few heretics now if he goes for this generator kill. Oh, he's not even going for it. He's just jumping on the Painboy. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I don't know why he did that. That's alright, he didn't lose many models anyway. Chaos Lord obviously not knocked over by the Cacophony here, thanks to his Terminator armor, so a good little combo. You can bleed the sluggers whilst they're just getting chain knocked back by the Noise Marines. And both players right now are tier 2. Let's have a look at their economy, shall we? I was going to say quite good for packs actually, quite a lot of power, and he's gem bashing his opponent. I'd be going for a Dreadnought, not Bloodletters. But Bloodletters are alright. Ooh, can he kill the sluggers? Sorry, the shooters here? Yep, get some with the Combi Bolter. Beautiful, and a kill the weak to full HP. Knocks over the melee. Oh, nice timing there from YZ. Times the Slugger Knob purchase. Of course, it was looking like the sluggers were about to get wiped there, but then the Slugger Knob came in, combined with the AoE from the Electric Armor, and that is a dead Heretic squad. Is it also going to be a dead Noise Marine squad? Oh, it is! All the buffs from the Waha. That Slugger Boy there with the burner did more than 40 damage with a single hit there. Beautifully done. So the Noise Marines did get not that much of a gem bash off, actually. I thought they got the whole gen farm, but apparently not. And now, they're gone. So he does have Bloodletters now packs, which that'll be helpful. They're a good counter-initiation unit. Good against melee. That big shooter will be pretty effective against them, though. And a Weird Boy for YZ, a bit of an odd one. Versatile. You can't really scoff at a Weird Boy, they're kind of always useful, to be honest. But maybe not optimal for this situation. If he knew his opponent was going for Bloodletters, he could have gone for something like a Death Dread, just a cheap one. Force some Plague Marines, and then you'd dominate them with a melee, but I suppose you'd want the Weird Boy next anyway, so it's fine. A lot of resources for both the players. I'm not sure, maybe Pax wants the Dreadnought now? Let's have a look, he should be able to afford it. No, he doesn't have the requisition if he did want it. But he's not far off, though. What is it, about 450, 110? Something like that. Be really good right now. But he doesn't appear to want it. I think the default Chaos Dreadnought, now that it has that 20% melee resist, absolutely amazing versus Orcs. Sluggers can't really threaten it. Ooh, let the Galaxy burn. A little bit misplaced, just missed the knobs. But not too bad, hit a lot of boys. Oh, but a beautiful heal there from the Pain Boy. I really thought that Knob leader was going to start going down on the Bloodletters there, but beautifully timed heal. We do have a Blood Sacrifice as well, so there's some temporary Bloodletters here. These guys are phased out. I don't... Yeah, I was going to say, I think they needed to retreat a little sooner. But some nice pressure. Chaos Lord finishes off that other generator. There is now going to be a War Truck, but Pax honestly should just be going tier 3. Okay, he's going to go Plague Marines. Honestly, he should have got a Dreadnought ages ago. That's what I think would have been the better play. There is no Transitional AV bar the Beamy Death Gun, but I really don't like this Armor of the Inferno choice. I don't understand that. He's against a Pain Boy and a Mech Boy and a Weird Boy. What the heck? 3 single entities that are very annoying. Get the Drain Life and kill this guy. And also these Knob Leaders on the Sluggers as well. I mean, God, this is one of the best instances to ever get the Drain Life war gear, and he hasn't got it. Very strange. Now, Plague Marines with the speed buff from the Corn Worship are a pretty deadly unit for vehicles. The fact that they are a snaring unit, but unlike las cannons, they don't need to set up, it's pretty terrifying for a vehicle. Of course, normally that's balanced by how slow they are, but then you get Corn Worship. Like the heals on both sides there. Very nice. Pain Boy heal, Worship heal from the Heretics. Trying to get rid of the Heretics, so the Bloodletters stop healing. Ooh, if Sluggers turn around here, they might be able to get the CSM. Oh, they missed the opportunity. They didn't see it. Just going to focus on the Gen Farm. Chaos Lord just doing what he does best. Side capping. He is pretty good at side capping because generally you need more than one unit to actually deal with him. So it makes him pretty effective. Got some crafty attack ground here from the Sluggers, it seems. Not always optimal. As you can see, they're missing quite a lot of shots. Probably would have been better just to attack it normally. Even using more Daka to make those burners better. And now we're going to see the Chaos Dreadnought. Feels like that was way too late. Oh, it is at 120 power now, not 110. I mean, it's certainly worth that, so that's good. Having 20% melee resist and all the effects of Worship affecting you and being able to do the splash damage and AV that it does, it's just such a great versatile walker right now. Probably, is it the best walker in tier 2? Well, Wraith Lords are very versatile as well, but the thing is with Wraith Lords, you have to pay quite a lot to give them those shoulder mounted weapons, so they do become a lot more expensive than a Chaos Dreadnought. Certainly the best walker out of the base, I think, at the moment. It's just the most versatile. Obviously there's situations where a Death Dread's better just because of how cheap it is and the ability to just get burners and bits and burn a whole gen farm down super fast. Sometimes the Space Marine one's better for the AoE stun, the melee control and the inspiration. I think generally Chaos Dreadnought is the highest pick sort of play. So the Chaos Dreadnought's been revealed. We're not seeing any Beamy yet. We do see Tank Busters en route. Plague Marines getting bullied away by the Sluggers there. Really, the Dreadnought should have gone into melee. Would have done a lot more damage to these Sluggers. But it's not a big deal. Probably would have just picked up another kill, perhaps. And maybe some of the motivation here for the Let the Galaxy Burn is the burning down of the gen farms. I'm not exactly sure. There's something there. Resources for both players, to be honest. They're probably going to both go tier 3 after this. Very even game so far. Only 50 VPs up for Pax. Pretty damn even. So he's got to try and deal with this War Truck, which is a bit tricky actually. There's quite a lot of repair support with double Sluggers and a Mech Boy as well, but no one's doing any repairing right now. Probably needs to go into melee. Oh, he's got the Plague Marines. I totally forgot he has the Plague Marines. Okay. Dreadnought needs to force melee on the Tank Busters right now because they're the only thing doing AV damage. There's no Beamy Mech Boy. And of course you knew the Plague Marines were able to finish off the War Truck there. So there was a... I mean, he's thrown this Dreadnought now. You've even got Plague Marines. There's nothing to go into melee with the Tank Busters. I don't understand. Went into melee with the Weird Boy. It would have been so much more effective to go into melee with the Tank Busters. Now the Plague Marines are isolated, sluggers can just run in and chop these guys up. So that was a bit of a really big misplay, to be honest, on behalf of Pax right there. But what can you do? A nice heal on the tank busters as well. I suppose them only being 4 models makes the paintball pretty damn good with them. I'm just gonna finish off that generator with a cheeky barrage. Easy. Jobs are good, and needs to retreat out of that though. So he does. Look at the Chaos Lord, it's been an absolute pain. Wraps all 3 of those units. More harassment over here from the CSM. No, the CSM do not have any upgrades. Not really relying on anything. Perhaps an aspiring champion on them would be quite useful, but as I say, the priority right now really should be going tier 3, and Pax is floating a little bit right now. About 200 requisition in fact, but only about 20 or so power. I like this play from the mech boy. You can see basically every time they worship, he just wants to run in and start electrocuting them all, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if we've got kill the week. Chaos Lord cutting it fine here against the pain boy. Oh, he's not paying attention. Loses his Chaos Lord. Yeah. Nice sync kill there from the pain boy. And he was too busy watching the pain boy perhaps getting that sync kill. Loses his own mech boy to some bloodletters, which is quite embarrassing given the mech boy can teleport and all that. Should not be losing your mech boy to bloodletters, but there you go. What's the plan? Bloodletters onto tank busters. See them thanks to the vision provided by the requisition point, and that's a lot of bleed. Oh my god, are they going to wipe them? That could be pretty big. Trying to get the worship for the speed, but no, they're just going to take the melee fight. Sluggers 1v1 against bloodletters. Pretty good fight normally for the sluggers, because they're level 3 versus level 1 bloodletters. But of course the bloodletters had their healing support from worship, so it wasn't going to work. YZ is tier 3. I don't really know what Pax is doing. Perhaps Pax is waiting to gauge where his opponent is in terms of tech. Maybe it's not obvious to him. But he really should be going tier 3, I think. I mean, you can always cancel tier 3, right? If you see that your opponent has a load of stuff in tier 2 all of a sudden, and you think you're not going to be able to survive the game in terms of VPs, but if you get a tier 3 unit out, then just don't. You can just cancel it. Start your tier 3, if you see it, cancel it. Easy. Slightly less effective, let the galaxy burn there. I mean, Pax really does love his blood sacrifice. I do question the utility of the blood sacrifice in this instance, though. It's not very good at chasing units. Bloodletters aren't in general, so generally I feel like you want to use that blood sacrifice when there's a pitched engagement, like a big pitched army versus army engagement that's really decisive. For example, if it's around here with most of the units on both armies, then obviously it's going to dictate the fate of that gen farm. So that's a really big pitched fight, and it's in instances like that where blood sacrifice can get a lot of work done. But the choice in tier 3 for YZ is going to be commandos. They're going to be decapping that central VP pretty damn quick thanks to their 50% extra cap speed. They're going to provide even more potential utility in terms of anti-vehicle via their Nob leader, whose rocket launcher is equivalent to approximately 3 of the Tank Buster Boy rocket launchers, so pretty damn scary that right there. It's a nice zap. Again, the immobile heretics, because of the fact that they're worshipping, makes them pretty vulnerable to the zap, and look at the damage on zap, wow. Probably going to jump onto the Chaos Lord, yeah. If the Chaos Lord walks near the CSM, it's going to jump on them too. Ooh, it just dissipated right in time. It's like the mech boy was harassing down here, caught it up for YZ, teleporting forward, but now caught by the CSL, which is not really a good situation. Chaos Lord's too tanky. Mech boy will lose a 1v1 firefight, and certainly if the Chaos Lord just gets into melee, then it's over, isn't it? And this is part of the allure of that relatively expensive combi bolter. But the custom force field is actually quite a hilarious counter to that combi bolter, because you can see it just yeets the Chaos Lord around. Even though he's in Terminator armor, it does affect Terminators, which is cool. It stops him just being able to run in and tie you up in melee, because it just bounces him away every time. But look at that. Chaos Lord overstaying his welcome. A lot of buffs right now on those orcs. You can see all those golden circles. It means they've got a buff. I would assume that it means that their damage is buffed thanks to War. And you see where there's these like little white tails, like air tails, suggesting how fast they're moving. That's because of Warpath being activated, which, as you can see here, increases speed of nearby infantry by 2 and grants 20% damage resistance. So a pretty good combat buff as well right there. The 20% damage resistance, that is a huge deal when you can apply it to multiple squads, basically your army. I mean, what's Ardboys, the War Boss global? Isn't that like 25% DR or something? So that's just a global for one of your units, and it costs 75 red. Well, Warpath is nearly as good as that. And of course, it doesn't cost any red at all. It can affect your entire army, if you blob up a lot. But Double Sluggers getting pretty terrifying at the moment. I mean, level 3, Painboy's still supporting them. You've seen how fast they ripped up those CSM on retreat. Gonna need some powerful anti-melee right now, and that is why I assume Pax is going for the Great Unclean One. And he's got time, you know, 314 VPs to only 128 to YZ. Definitely has time, does Pax. So he's gonna go for this Guo. The Slugger Knobs will be pretty scary in terms of the damage they can dish out, and so will the sort of plasma cannon attacks from the Weird Boys basic, but you know, you've got that Foul Snare, which is basically a flesh hook on steroids from the Great Unclean One. It pulls in a single model, stuns the model upon landing, and does a nice spike of damage. That could be pretty effective against these Slugger Knobs, or the Pain Boy, or the Weird Boy, and to a lesser effect, the Mech Boy. Well, actually, now that the Mech Boy's got the custom force field, I wouldn't even bother pulling him in at all. Because even if he didn't have it, he could, of course, just stand up and teleport away again, unless you start doing chain knockback. But now he's got the custom force field, you just forget it. You can't melee him while that's up, it's just going to send you flying. And it also reduces range damage that you take as well, so it's a really good ability. But yeah, I want to start seeing some of these Foul Snares on the Pain Boy and the Weird Boy. If you can get rid of those supporting sub-commanders, I think Pax will be in a much better situation. But right now, while there's no specific anti-super heavy infantry things on the field, just the power melee potential of the Sluggers with their burners could be pretty rough here, especially with some buffs. There you go, Foul Snare pulls in the Weird Boy. Time to get some nice damage onto him. There's a fair bit of ranged big vehicle stopping power. Oh, what a... Oh, nice stomp. Infects every single one of those nearby orcs, and that's pretty brutal. Now he's chopping up the Pain Boy. And remember, just being near the Great Unclean One inflicts a little bit of passive damage over time. Pain Boy needs to be very careful. Ooh, he rotates. Oh god, beautiful special attack though from the Guo on those Sluggers. Honestly, you should just prioritize the Sluggers. They're the ones doing the damage right now, not these rockets. You're not a vehicle, so the rockets actually aren't that high DPS. They are something. Slaying the Slugger Knob there. Bang, another Foul Snare. Wow, the cooldown of that thing is pretty low. And now the Weird Boy's looking like he's in trouble. Ooh, is the Weird Boy going down? Nicely done by the Guo. Slays the Weird Boy, staying in play. Bloodletters chopping the Tank Busters to pieces. And able to rotate and deal with the commanders as well. Guo putting in some serious work right now. A lot of people always ask me, why do you get the Guo? Isn't he just slow? He doesn't do anything? And he's just a big sponge and then dies? Well, here you go. Here's a great example. An amazing tool to use against enemy melee, that's for sure. So no, you won't always go for him. Sometimes the full boss is the better option. Sometimes just getting a couple of corn predators is the better option, having the speed and the versatility. But certainly against these blobby armies, but in particular against ones that are relying on a lot of melee, the Guo can be very strong. Odd there that the Foul Snare didn't pull in the Mech Boy. I don't know what caused that exactly, but yeah, Corn Worship kind of needed right now to get out of there. Going to use another one of them stomps. Going for the wipe on the Slugger Boys, I assume, but I don't know why he ran the Guo back in. Now he's going to lose it. Brilliant. Absolutely unnecessary right there. It does spread a lot of plague. But this is just sloppy, overextending the summoned bloodletters. Can he get a wipe? He did get a wipe. What was that? Was that shooters? It was either shooters or tank busters. I'm not sure which. One or the other. But Plague Marines the whole time. Cap in the mid. It's in fact a triple cap against YZ right now because the natural over here was taken by that Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord level 5. Going to let the Galaxy burn in the mid. That's quite nice. Even though it's not doing a tremendous amount of damage in particular against the Pain Boy. And mitigated by the Commander Knob. The beautiful thing is it causes knockback. So right now that's what you should be doing as well. You should be going into here and using Kill the Weak to knock these units off the point. But what can you do? He's just immolating. He wants to see the whole world burn down. All of Caldaris Jungle. More commandos. More slugger nobs. I mean, YZ's got packs pretty damn low on the VP situation, so I kind of understand it. Keep the pressure on, keep the units coming out. Chaos Terminators in melee right now with Slugger Boys. Slugger Boys doing an absurd amount higher DPS than them, of course. One of them dead already. Chaos Lord trying to do what he can. Really, I think the Terminator should be focusing on the other squad of Slugger Boys, the one with the really weak knob. The knob is the vast majority of the damage coming out here. I think he's something like triple the damage of a Slugger Boy. That was a pretty good let the Galaxy burn. Of course, he just phases out his bloodletters after baiting all the enemy troops into surrounding them in melee. Dodges the damage and knockback from the let the Galaxy burn and then comes back out later. Finishes off the threat. But Chaos Lord is going to be routed once again. It looks like the natural has been secured by Plague Marines. Or retreated Slugger Squad. Odd. Tremendous amount of red for YZ right now. I suppose not a huge amount to be using rocks on really. His opponent's army is so small. I would assume Chaos Lord probably going to go attack the natural again of YZ. They're going to lose the Plague Marines here. Running through an incendiary bomb on retreat. Wow. Just another couple of rockets might have done that. Oh, Mech Boy? Nope. Plague Marine HP regen way too high. If that was any other unit, that would probably have been it. But the HP regen on Plague Marines is just nuts. Not looking like a good fight for these bloodletters if they got worship support. There are heretics coming. Phase out, run into the worship, fight. Oh, but there's another blood sacrifice and Terminators in the back line. Remember, Chaos Terminators, if they kill a model, they debuff all nearby enemies' damage. So pretty good in those AVA scraps. What just died there? What the hell was that? Confused. Is that just a heretic? It looked really big to me. So yeah, like I thought, Chaos Lord loitering on that side of the map, just attacking the natural, but it's funny because the Mech Boy's attacking the natural here. He's trying his hardest, but can't seem to stay on the damn point. I don't know why he's moving everything away. This is very strange. Yeah, I think he's realised now. Whoops. Took one of my commandos off and probably didn't mean to. Teleport to top these Mandos. VP's getting super low for both the players right now. Looted Tank is even out for YZ. I'm not sure what Pax is going to be able to do about this. Plague Marines are getting the reinforced. They could certainly get to the mid. I mean, he's got some hope. Oh, nice play there, though. Absolutely denied the Chaos Lord from getting that decap using the custom force field, since it does, in fact, knock over even Terminator armor wielding foes. Very, very powerful. Lightning Claw Terminators? Oh dear. Yeah, Tank was clearly the hard counter right now to Pax's force. Yikes. Yeah, I'm not sure what you can do. He's just trying to sort of face tank it with these Lightning Claw Terminators, but It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Too many boys, too much damage, too much supporting fire. Not enough help for the Chaos Terminators. It's going to use Corn Worship so the Plague Marines can pursue that looted tank, but honestly, I don't think it matters. It's going to take, what, 2 or 3 shots to kill it anyway? So who cares? Damn, Bloodletters even ripping the Commandos to pieces right now. It's nice to see Bloodletters do well against Chaos. Sorry, do well against Chaos. Do well against Orcs. It's not something that you do see Chaos managing to achieve too often. And here comes the big push onto the side of the map of Pax with the Loot Tank. Yeah, it's going to be GG. He doesn't have any forces to deal with it. He even read for rocks there for YZ, which he didn't even need to use. Probably saving up for a nice big fat Call of Boys at this point. But there you have it, folks. A little bit of Sloppy Saturdays action for you there. Hope you did enjoy that one. That's going to be all from you, boy Torpid. This time I am signing out.